What's up, guys? I'm back here with another video today, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my new 6'8 Demon Demigod build in 2K26. And if you want to see it, like, subscribe, sub to the Twitch. The name is iDoctor on Twitch, and let's get into the clips. Let's go. So here's the build we are going to be using today in NBA 2K26. So it is going to be a 6'8", 185-pound, wingspan 6'9", build with shades of Kobe, John Starks, and Dan, however you say his name. So the archetype to start off the build without any cap breakers is off-screen shooter, and here's the build, and this is what I upgraded to get it to a 79, which is all the VC I had. But even as a 79, you'll see later in this video, this build cooks. And right now the cap breakers I'm using are 3 on my mid-range shot and then 3 on my driving dump to get them to a 94 and 89 respectively. These badges give me Aerial Wizard on Hall of Fame, Deadeye on Gold, and as you can see, these are the badge perks that I'm using, and that will get me to Shifty Shooter on Legend, and I'll eventually get that Deadeye on Legend. I'm also going to be using Shooting Build Specialization because I've already used this somewhat on my guard, so it's already a lot of the way upgraded, and we're already on goal 5. And these are the kind of shots that I can make with this build. Mid ranges are really free. It's just, you use your tempo and it's really easy. So I think I can definitely cook on this build. And as you'll see later in this video, I was frying kids in the theater and rec. It works on all game modes. And in this demonstration of this build, I really didn't have any defense upgraded. So it was almost entirely offense. Now, you can pause, but here are the different animations I was using. And then I went over to Gatorade facility to figure out what kind of drills I need to do to get my stamina up. And I did also get the turbo meter because I did good on these. And that's really important when you're first creating a build because, you don't want to go in there with five stamina and try to be able to compete with everybody else. It's not fun, I'll tell you that. And, I was just doing these, able to get the turbo meter, and I've had a lot of fun on this game so far. And this year, I feel like has been an underrated year of 2K. Like, it hasn't been super popular, but I feel like it's been pretty fun for me and my friends who've been able to play a lot of rec games, and play a lot of theater games. And I've also just unlocked the Pro Pass. I just bought it a couple days ago, so now I have the Duke mascot, and that's what we're going to be using in this video. So let's finally get into the games. Started off the games pretty much just getting some buckets. This build can hit open shots and hit them well. I feel like I haven't even gotten everything upgraded, and I feel like I can just make open shots and just be confident shooting them. Also, this build can get open. It's 6'8", so it, is a little taller and is easier to score on smaller defenders. And it's also great at looking up and getting good passes. Doesn't have amazing pass hack. I think it's around like an 85, but definitely solid. And you can for sure use it on pretty much any defender. You won't get really stupid steals all the time. And what I've noticed is this build is really good at driving, kicking, or driving and finishing. When I eventually get all my cap breakers, leveled up and all my cap breakers locked in, I want to have my driving dunk all the way up to a 95 because, man, that would be fun. And I've also started upgrading after this video ended. I got a new cap breaker for reaching starter 3, and with that one I used block, and my friend was using the same build, and he ended up getting to a like 75 block or something. On the build, it's only like a 40 something. So you can really enhance this build with cap breakers, but even without, just some VC will get you very far on this build. And yeah, I also want to mention the fact this was not my build. My friend created it, and that would be the Moonchild right there, and that's my teammate in this video. He created the build, and he just said one day like I should use it, and so I got some VC and decided to test it out. So that's what this video is going to be about. We played a lot of theater games. A lot of these ended up being wins. We started the game out with a calm little 4-game win streak. And I mean, with this build, it's just a really fun build to play with because you there are almost no weaknesses. Like in the build screen, it literally had to say like no weaknesses. And we got some good close games here. We won this one. It was kind of scary because they were hitting shots down the stretch. Like as you can see, it made it 18-20, so we couldn't let them score. And there we tied it up, and finally we got down on the other end, and we ended up hitting that midi fade for game. And that was our 3rd game win streak. Our next game ended up being a pretty solid victory. As you can see, we're spreading the ball around, playing good defense, and really just being able to distribute the ball between all of us. Another thing I like about this build is that you can very easily shoot. And with a 6'8", sometimes you might be a little limited on shooting, but I have a 91 three-pointer, and that's all you really need to be able to at least shoot open shots. And with some good badges and good deadeye, you can shoot pretty much anything under 10% and be pretty consistent with it. And I feel like another great part about this build is its amazing mid-range. It's very easy to midi fade, and that's a great thing about this build because it's really easy to get open at 6'8", especially when it can dribble a little bit. Like as you can see there, I'm literally driving to the hoop just off of some simple dribble moves. And yeah, our team is just kind of, moving the ball around, trying to get some wins. We had a 4-hour stream yesterday on Twitch. As I said earlier in the video, the Twitch name is iDoctor. So if you want to pull up to the streams, would be greatly appreciated. Got my boy Lincoln dotted up there, and he hit the shot for the game winner. So that was our 4th game win streak. And after a couple games, I was shooting about 80%. And it was just really feeling like I could just kind of do a lot with this build, Like I can drive, I can shoot, I can play make. It really has no weaknesses. And I keep stressing that, but that's one of the best things that you need to be able to have in 2K. Like if you don't want to be able to, get burned or whatever on defense or not be able to shoot open shots, like it's important to have a lot of skill attributes in a lot of different places. And I mean, as you can see there, I'm just playing solid basketball. I feel like that's what led to a bunch of wins. We did end up losing that game, but it was a good game, and we could have extended the streak to 5. But we ended up getting the loss there. So in our next game, we were pretty much just doing the same thing, and just trying to get open. We were down by 7 to start out, or 8 to start out, but we started making shots down the stretch. I think overall we were playing good. It's just, had trouble getting stops at some point. And as you can see, getting teammates open here. And I only had about bronze dimer on, so it's not like this build gets any crazy dimer without any cap breakers, but right off the bat. But I'm sure with some VC that can be easily fixed. And really, you just gotta learn how to play this build. Like it's really easy to pick up on, and the first couple games out of the gate, in this video were my first time playing the build, and it's not hard to play. So I think if you're starting off this game or you want a new build to try, I would say definitely look and try this build out because dude, we were having a fun time last night doing getting park streaks because or theater streaks I should say because we were just running it down the court. And as you can see, I could look up, had the speed and agility to move pretty well. Then we decided to move over to rec, and this build is interesting in rec, and just my play style is a little bit different in rec. I'm always going up the court so I can try to get open shots on the other end, and that's where a lot of these buckets come from. So they weren't as exciting, but it just shows what the versatility of this build is. And I mean, you can see me, I'm shooting 3 for 3 right now, and it's just creating your shot off the dribble and your other teammates creating shots for you. I don't even think I need to mention this, but pretty much if you can just hit open shots on this build, you'll be fine. And I strongly believe that as long as you aren't, you know, messing around and whatever, you can go on crazy streaks with this build, especially upgraded. Throughout this entire video, I had this build on 80, and earlier today I dropped 2 50-point games. So scoring is not an issue with being even a low overall. Just like upgrade the essential attributes, and you'll be golden. I would say for sure. What's important? Yeah, I forgot about that shot. How did I make that? Can someone explain that to me? I don't know. I don't know how I made that shot. It looked like a circus shot and looked like it was going to be late by about 100 meters. And there, that wasn't even an AI cheese that I meant to hit, but that's just the kind of shots that you can hit with this build. There's a lot of possibilities. It's really just unlocking them, good shot from me there. It's just being able to get open so your teammates can find you, especially in squad rec. It's pretty easy to get open. That last game I was shooting pretty bad. If anybody saw that, I think it was 30%. But we went back to theater, having after a couple bad games of rec, and we were streaking again. We won this game by, I mean, at least 13, and that was for game. So, yeah, we were pretty much cooking the entire night. And my friend made a lock build. I might test that build out actually and maybe make a video on it. Depends how things go on this video. But shoot, if y'all are liking these new videos, I will keep putting them out because I had a lot of fun making this video. And I mean, dude, look at that green. I should not have made that. I'm gonna be honest. The meter was not even close, but somehow I made it, and that's what's important. As you can see, he made a 33% there. After he made that, we were all accusing him of using a Zen, but that's okay. As you can see, I'm getting up the court, using that bounce and vertical to be able to push it up. And this build, I also see just has high ceiling. It's got a high floor and a high ceiling. You can be really good with this build, but even if you're not very good, I mean, look, you don't need that much space to be able to shoot shots. And especially as a shooting guard, you're going to be guarding a lot of guys that are like 6'6" and below. So it's really just, finding a decently open shot and hitting it. And I haven't even been locked in that much, but I was still able to make plays and, as you can see, hit shots. And all these clips were in one stream. This is not like a compilation of streams, but I just compiled them into one little video. And as you can see, I feel like underrated part of this build is just being able to like be over everyone, so you don't really turn it over that often because you have a pretty high ball handle and a pretty high pass accuracy. So it's really just being able to find your shot, and you can shoot or pass over pretty much anyone. You don't have to worry about constraining how you dribble or the type of passes that you make. I mean, you can see how big the green meter is on all of these shots. Like, you are not going to miss opens, uh, especially mid range shots. You are just not going to miss. And we were playing some pretty good games. We were both on black and bronze plates, so it's not like these guys are in the stage and absolutely frying everybody. So that could have been partly why we were winning so many games. But for sure, I think it's just being good at adapting. And yeah. And if you guys like the video, like, subscribe, go follow the Twitch, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.